Welcome to the Flame, also the Arc, but it's the Arc with the Flame, and we're spreading the truth like wildfire. And I'm here with the Commander's artist, Mike Marrone.
Hey, how you doing?
Thanks for joining me.
Hey, no problem.
So our journey, kind of began. I met you in Miami at the Reawaken America tour, and you have these beautiful prints, and you have some behind you, and of course I've got one behind me.
And Durrell, you're talking about Durrell?
Yeah, Durrell.
We had breakfast?
Yeah,
that's right. I was like, who's this guy? I don't know. He's joining us. So we all just sat and had breakfast. It was kind of cool. But that's what happens at these events. You meet people you never would have met before.
Well, what's cool is that we met a group of us all met. That I met everyone at that table independently the day before, and we all met for breakfast. And it's like all those people came to get. We're all there.
That one was really good. Yeah, I still remember that.
I met you and your wife. I saw your prints, and I was like, I want this one, but I want it signed.
And did General Flynn sign it?
Yeah, so remember you took it out of the frame, and I went and had him sign it, and I brought it back.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm getting old. I can't remember much, but it looks like it's signed from here.
It is.
Oh, that looks good.
It's awesome. I love it. So tell us a little bit about your journey. And you also have a magazine which I'm subscribed to. It's called Andrew.
Yeah, Andrew magazine. I got a few of them.
Yeah.
Probably most people don't. I don't know if they know who this is.
Nino Rodriguez.
Yeah, we do some interviews, exclusive interviews. The magazine came about. I was going to start it with General Mike, and it was going to be called Flynn at the time. And I think I can't remember exactly. So Mike, don't get mad at me. A couple of weeks later, he calls. He says, "We can't use that name. Flynn, if you put that on the magazine, you'll have all the media coming, down on you." And I'm like, oh, interesting. So we didn't go with that name, but we did bring up Andrew, since it was Trump's favorite president. He hung up behind his Oval Office. Remember, he hung it up, and I couldn't figure out what that was about. Well, later on, little research. Oh yeah, he was against the banking system. So the cartel back then, he wouldn't allow. Here, I thought Trump was putting that up. Yeah, favorite president. Was he sending a message to them? So he put that up there? I don't know. So I started looking into him, did a little research on Andrew, and I was shocked. I called Mike back. I said, man, look at this logo. So I sent it to him, and he goes, with the R reversed, the R is facing the Democrats. He says the Democrats are trying to reverse the Republic. The R stands for the Republic. And that's why the R is backwards. But if you take the D and the R out, let's see if I can do it. All in a name. A-N-E-W. What are we trying to start? Yeah. A new government, right? All in a name. And I'm like, wow. The Democrats reversing the Republic. And what is the whole point? We're trying to start a new, or you could say a new government system for the people, which it was supposed to be. So the R will always stay reversed until we're out of that. Then the R will turn back. But for now, it'll stay as it is. We're under duress.
Yes.
So that's the meaning in the logo, That was the concept, and he loved it. So I said, okay, then we'll go with the name Andrew. So that's how it started. What it was all about was we wanted to get information out because we met a lot of school teachers and stuff, and they were saying a lot of this history and a lot of this was not taught to these kids. So we do cover history, our real history. And we want to make sure it's all fact-based. It's been researched out, so there's nothing in there that's propaganda. We don't spin anything. We just give you the facts, tell you the story, and then you have to either A, take some kind of action, because most of the stories kind of lead you down that road. What can I do? So you don't see that in a lot of writing, because all the media is owned by, the big corporations, and they're just pushing out garbage. They don't want you to learn anything, know anything, just keep you over here with a little marshmallow to chew on, Well, we're feeding you this garbage when all this is really going on over here. So that's what we're showing you, what's really going on over here. So that was the concept of the magazine. Though we did get a little pushback from uh, African Americans because of the name Andrew. They thought, oh, he was a slave owner. Oh, you can't use that name. And I'm like, well, whoa, slow down. We had slavery all the way back to biblical times. At that, these things were normal at the time, which we do cover one of the articles on that to kind of explain to them, like, look, if you grew up in that time, that was normal. No one would ever think twice, oh, you're a racist, because that word didn't even exist yet. That was made up, I believe, Russia, where the word came from, or Germany, when they were trying to bring in communism. Call them a racist if they don't agree. I believe that's how that word started. And now it's morphed into, you're eating a blueberry pie, you're a racist. It's stupid. It's just everything's a racist, right?
And when did you start noticing, or what brought you into this movement of seeking the truth? Or, did you have a pivotal moment? Was there something that happened? Or
yeah, I did. When Trump came down that elevator, I mean, I was following him the whole point. My dad already just passed away, and he really liked him. I didn't know much about Trump, but he always thought the guy was very, smart guy, business guy, because he would laugh. The guy would be millions in debt, and yet he'd come out on top. He's like, there's no one I know that can do that except this guy, up in New York, and he liked him. So he always would read stuff when it came out about him. I don't know if he was doing it because he was trying to learn something. He never talked to me about it, but I knew he liked them. Well, and when he came down that elevator, I was like, wow, this is real, and then I got involved. I think all of us were kind of like asleep at that point with politics. It's the same as usual. And then this strange guy who comes into the scene, who's not a politician, and we're all going, yeah, he's like Uncle Joe at the dinner table. He talks just like you're, I'm sure everyone has an uncle like, Trump. There's always one in the family. Well, that's him. And he was making a lot of sense. Every time he would talk, it's what you were thinking, but you would never say it. He would say it. And you're going, wait a minute, this guy's real. So I started following him then, and everything just fell into place,
When did you start doing your artwork? Where you obviously have always been artistic. So what did you do prior to that?
Well, I own a sign company. Then I keep telling everybody at these events, I got a sign shop. I can make your banners. They go out and they spend a fortune somewhere else. That's okay. I keep telling them I can help you, but I was doing that at that particular time for a living, and I was bored to death. So one day I'm sitting here and I go, I wonder if I can mix, and I kind of started a new thing. If I took graphics, because I got to deal with them all day long, what if I painted something and added graphics to it? What would that look like? Right. So I did this whole series of patriotic, patriotic scenes from the past, but using current players because we're repeating history. So I did a few, actually quite a few, and Mike Flynn saw them. And he's like, you got to show these. I'm like, oh, no one's going to. I thought no one would like them. They're kind of corny. They're going, oh, what is this? Right. So he set me up with Reawaken. And that's how I got involved in Reawaken and met a lot more patriots, which I was blown away. A lot of good people out there. I just didn't know it, So I got involved in that. They saw the art and they loved it, and it kind of just took off from there. But my style is like nothing else. I bring the old world painting with the new world digital, bring the two together. Wow. Like behind you, you see the two characters are painted, but the scenery behind is all graphics.
Yeah.
You couldn't do that fast enough, especially the amount I have to put out fast enough if you had to paint everything. You'd be there for months.
Well, you've got some fast. I'm going to bring up your website. You have some fascinating pieces, and
here's the new one right over here, right behind my head, right here.
Yeah,
that's the newest one. I only sold one. I didn't want to sell it at all originally. Let me see if I can show you. Act of Reclamation, it's called. If anybody knows what that's about, Let's see if I can show it to you on the camera. I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. I don't know if you can even figure out what's going on here. Let me just chair out of the way. Can you see it, or is it too much glare?
You can barely see it.
Okay, I know how to do this. I'll explain it to you better.
Well, I'm
gonna auction this one off. I think it's number 4.
Yeah, so you're going to be online live on October 11th.
Oh yes, we're gonna. Patriot Strong is offering to do a live auction for me.
Yeah.
And let's see. I think I have the picture to help me out. Yes, I do. I have the picture, but I would have to share screens with you.
Yeah. Well, tell us a little bit about some of these prints. Should I go? Should I go to the store?
Now, the ones that are going to be at the auction, they're never on my store. Here's the thing. When I first started doing this, the art I would produce, I would only do it for charities and auctions, special events. That was it. It wasn't open to the public. It was just something, if you were involved at that time as a patriot, and you went to these, maybe you weren't a patriot, but you went to these events, only you had the option to get one of these. And I always limited it to like 10 or 15. That's it. Out of 100 million people?
Right.
And some of these sold for over 50,000, which and some sold very low, and they turned around and sold them on eBay for like 3 times the price. We saw that happen. I got a phone call once from Mike. He's like, "Hey, wasn't that the one we sold at the auction?" It's on eBay. It's being sold. So I'm like, wow. So people were trying to collect it because you can't get them. Like the one you have, I don't know what number, but there isn't anymore. There's only 10 made.
Yeah.
So in each one I do, like this one here, I think this one here is going to be the first one that'll have 15 instead of 10.
I think our friend Courtney Allen, Patriot Strong, I think she got this one too, I believe.
I think she has. No, she has the one with Trump holding the gun.
Oh yeah.
I think that's the one she has. I don't know if I could share a screen, but I'll show you.
You can share it, and then I'll share it. Like you can upload. You can at the bottom it should say share screen.
Mm-hmm. And then it's got. I don't know what's going on here. Oh, I got to exit. I'm sorry. I was in. Here we go. I was in full screen. That's why I wouldn't do it. All right, here we go. Let me know if it shows up.
Yep, there it is.
All right. I don't know if I can zoom in because a lot of people think it's a photograph. Is that a photograph? I don't know why they say that. I said, no, it's actually painted, This one, if you know what's going on here, let's see if I can get down here. You remember we were under British rule, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And everyone thought that ended. Well, not really. We went and took another loan again after the Revolutionary War, right? Went back under their control. Well, we finally, when Trump went there, see, I didn't know this. He went there. You remember with the Queen? He walked in front of her. People were talking about all this. What's going on? He's disrespectful. Well, he took back our sovereignty from their rule, from the British rule, is what I understood. So I was talking with a gal, and she was explaining it to me. I said, we should do a painting of that, something to put in history what happened there, because they're not really telling us on the media, because I didn't know until she told me. And that's what this was all about. See, the fringe on our original flag didn't have that gold fringe. That fringe, from what she was explaining, was a British thing, that we were still under their monarchy. I'm like, really? So you see here in the painting, he cut it off. It's gone. It's on the sword. And he's carrying the original flag back, that when we were originally independent. He's got that on his shoulder. So he went to the background is Buckingham Palace. So that's the original entrance. So he went to Buckingham Palace, let's just say back then, got the flag back and got our sovereignty back, right? And he's walking on their flag, the horses.
Wow. And how? And you have
He
10.
cut the tassels off, and he leaves the trump card as a calling card.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he's got there's two of them there. One's under the sand.
Yeah.
That's number 415.
Okay, 415.
Yeah, that's the one I believe we're going to auction off. This happened at Windsor Castle, England, Monday, July 13th of 2018 is when this went down.
Wow.
And this one is unique because it's the first time I've ever done a painting where it's actually stepping out of the painting.
Yeah.
He's coming at you, you know. So that's what this one's about.
Wow.
And the one I think you're talking about, here's my newest one, by the way.
Yeah, let's see it.
Oh, it's not sharing?
You unshared it. So
Oh, well, it's come a long way since then. Let me see if I can reshare it again for you. Oh, it went somewhere. I'll show you this one. And now, here you go. Let's see if I can share preset. All right. Here we go. Guess who this is without a beard? I'll wait and let you look. I just finished him like a few weeks ago. I didn't give him the nubs.
Is that Bannon?
That's Steve Bannon without all the hair. He's actually a pretty good looking dude if he just would clean up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. One of his right-hand gals, I can't think of her name, begins with an R.
That's great, man. That looks really good.
Yeah, she's going to, well, I'm going to meet him to give this to him. She does a lot of the writing and stuff for the show.
Yeah.
She called me. She was going to write for the magazine. Her name is, let me see if I have her name on my phone. Oh, what was her name? Now that I want to share with you. Sheila, Dave, John, Matt, Jenny, Jan, no. Well, anyways, she does a lot of his writing, gets the facts together so he can do his show. Oh, Carrie Donovan. Does that sound familiar?
I've heard that name, but yeah.
Yes. The woman, I talked to her on the phone. That woman writes from, what did she tell me? 8 in the morning to like 8 o'clock at night, 5 days a week, and on Saturday to 3 o'clock, 8 in the morning to 3 p.m. in the afternoon for the show. She's constantly writing. I was like, wow, she's like, yeah, the show is, every day. So a lot of work goes into it.
Wow. And so you're going to have Courtney, Patriot Strong is going to have a live auction online, and people can go to it and auction on all these a selected amount of
Correct. And we'll probably have some that you could just buy outright if you can't, because sometimes it gets crazy, they go pretty high, and other times they don't. But I had a lot of people would write in the comments, wow, I really like to get that one. I just can't afford that. Well, I was thinking just smaller prints, maybe flat price. They're not the collectors, but at least they have something that can, have a part of history in their home.
Yeah.
So that was an option I was thinking. We still have time. We still have a week left?
Yeah.
A week left. And this one's going to be available finally in a canvas. I've never done this in canvas. This tells the whole story, this piece here.
Yeah.
And the only reason I had to go with this look, because if you remember Trump in the beginning, he was like, they used to call him Teflon Trump. You remember that?
Yeah.
Teflon Trump. That was you don't hear that one no more. He was Teflon Trump. No matter what they threw at the guy, he would just kind of laugh it off. And that's what I have here. What this one is telling is the whole movement is right here in this one painting. The Democrats thought, hey, he's not a regular politician. We're gonna bind him up like a regular politician. And he's like, no, you're not. See, he broke the chains.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be the typical controlled politician. Remember, he came in, he said, "Hey, it's all my money. I'm not using anyone's money, no endorsements. No one can influence me. I'm here for the people," right? So that's where this concept came from. So the Democrats send in, their lions, right? And the title here is they thought they could throw me to the lions, but they were patriots.
Wow.
See, they thought the whole time the media would eat them up. The people would go, "This guy's a nut." Turns out they were all patriots. And because he was talking about things you don't talk about, all the isms
Yeah.
at that time. You remember he was saying they're sending their worst here to America. They're sending their criminals. People they're like, "You can't say that." Well, he was telling the truth, right? So here it is here, live free, trust the plan. The original flag of America, this is how it looked. So the Lions are actually tearing up the Democrats in the background. You see their flag being shredded. There's a whole gang back there going crazy, right? And he's sitting there going, "See," he's laughing it off. Hey, the truth wins.
Amen.
You're not going to beat me.
Yeah.
So let's hope that's true. The new one I wanted to show you, except it started. How do you explain this one? I don't have the new one on my computer to show you, but I'll show you this, and I have to explain it. It'll be ready when it's time for the auction. I think it's this one. Yeah, share. Here we go. All right, are you able to see it or no?
You got to click on it.
Oh, it clicked off again.
Yeah, it shared the whole screen, but you had to.
All right, how about now?
Okay, there it is. Yep.
All right, I sent this to Mike in a text. I was
Yeah.
working on this, and he goes, at the time it was just General Flynn, Trump. I'm not sure, it was Peter Navarro right here.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Where's Rudy Giuliani? Where's he?" So, anyways, if you look here, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? If we get time, if I can find it, the new one has like 13 people now.
Yeah.
It kept growing, and that's the one I'm going to offer.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah,
really.
I was looking for it and I couldn't find it on my computer. I know I have it somewhere. So,
Who all do you have on it? I mean, let me guess. You have. Do you have?
well, I'm
Cash?
going to see if I can find it for you while you're doing the talking. Oh, did I lose you?
No, I'm right here.
Okay.
Here.
I'm going to look for it
Yeah.
while we're talking and see if I can find the finished one, and
Okay.
I'll let you guess.
Okay.
But I did write the names at the bottom for people so they could see the list of names, who they are.
I'll share this with people just so they can get Andrew Magazine. They can get a subscription or check it out. But if you go to andrewmagazine.com, and this has the current and all the other covers and everything, and it's actually, man, it's a great magazine, and it's really kind of fascinating. So
You're talking about Andrew? Yeah, Andrew is really, really well put together. You wouldn't know until you actually have it in your hand. We went with the best of paper. It's pretty thick, you see. It's oversized. They're actually really large.
yeah.
Let me see here. I think I found it for you.
Okay.
It may take a second to upload.
Okay.
So let's see how would I share this one? Yeah, it's a huge file. All right, it's getting there. Excuse me. It's getting there. So here we go. Come on, get over here so I can share you. I have to put you on my other monitor. All right. Okay. Do you see me? Am I back? Or I never left?
Left.
Oh, okay. I didn't see me. I didn't see you. All right. It's still loading. It's almost done.
Okay.
All right.
What, and if people want to, I mean, okay, they can go to andrewmagazine.com or they can
And
go to the,
subscribe. Yes. AndrewMagazine.com, and you can subscribe. They're running
or, they,
specials.
or you can also go to the commandersartist.com.
That would be for the art.
Yeah. I'm just trying.
Not for the subscription. Subscription would be at andrewmagazine.com. And I believe we're in our. Okay, I don't know. Let's see if you can see the screen.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're in our eighth issue. Why is my camera? Oh, there you go. And then you can subscribe. Oh, I'm sorry, get my finger there. There's a little. I don't even know if you can see that. You can click on that too.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay, I don't know if you can screenshot that or not, but all right, it finally uploaded. Wow, I can't believe how long it took.
Okay, cool.
It's big. Okay, here we go. Now, it started out, like I said, there was like 4 people.
Okay.
Here you go. I'm going to share it. Let me see. Wait a minute. What happened? It didn't share. I picked the wrong screen. Okay, share screen. Okay, Windows. Here it comes. It's taking a second. There he goes. Share.
Wow. Okay, so we got. You have to zoom in a little bit.
It's taking a while. Okay. It's having a moment. Hold on. It's just such a big file. Well, other option is I didn't know I was going to show this otherwise I would have had it ready for you. Let's see. Can you do what they call a screen copy, or what is it called? Print screen. Yeah, I wonder if I could do a print screen. Okay, right now my computer froze. So.
All right. Well.
Am I here? Am I moving, or am I frozen?
So you're gonna have this on the auction next week, and you've got 13, people in the fight with Donald Trump and the Patriots.
Oh, I take that back.
Yeah, there's more.
There's 16.
16. All right.
Let's see if I can share it now. I think I can do it. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Share. Desktop. Save. Okay. This would be a lot easier. Okay, let's close that. Okay. Did it save? Yes, it did. Ah, look at that. Why didn't I think of this? All right, ready?
Yep.
Okay. I don't want to bore your socks off, but here we go. Tell me about browsers trying to capture a different screen. Okay. Oh, it may not want to capture the what? Windows. This screen. Share. The browser can't access your screen. Okay, let me close it. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Okay, one more time. Share. It's not giving me an option. Oh, here we go. Finally.
Lost your camera.
Finally. Tell me if you got a screen.
No, lost me. What happened? I'm back.
Okay, you're back. Okay.
You're back.
All right. Maybe that's why I couldn't share it.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you see me? Are you there?
All right. Well,
I'm
We're
here.
definitely having some technical difficulties.
All right. How about now? Can you see me now?
You're back. I
Okay.
hear your voice. You see your picture. It's frozen.
Oh, I'm still frozen? Do you have
All right.
audio?
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Do you have audio?
Yeah, I have audio. I can hear you.
Okay, but you can't see me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you clear as a
I
bell.
see you. Yeah, I can see you.
Oh,
All right,
okay.
we're good now. We're back.
Wow, I wonder what
A little
happened
time
there.
out.
Yeah, maybe it doesn't want me to show you this.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, for whatever reason, it seems to not be wanting to share it. But unless you want to try it one more time.
Well, I'm trying right now, but it's not enter full screen. Entire screen, it's asking. Maybe that's where I went wrong. Are you seeing a full screen?
Oh, here it is. I see the full screen. I see your computer top.
All right. Now do you see it?
Yep. Now I see it.
There you go.
There you go.
I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Is this not crazy? And I still can add more, but if I continue to add more by request, this thing will get so big, I wouldn't know where to hang it.
Yeah.
I mean, I can think of a lot more people that could be in it. It's called Guardians of Freedom. Free the Republic is the banner on the picture. And it starts with, and I don't know if I can zoom in. Let me just see if I can. Colonel Allen West, he's in the front row right here. Steve Bannon, General Flynn, Elon Musk, President Trump, Eric Trump, Rudy Giuliani. He's firing the cannon, by the way. You can see he's got his hand on his ear. Rudy Giuliani, Peter Navarro, Robert Kennedy Jr. We just got Tucker. No, not Tucker. We just got Charlie Kirk put in.
Yeah. And then who are the ladies up top? You got Marjorie.
No,
Carrie.
the ladies, we had to put the ladies. Of course, I had people calling saying, where's the women? I'm like, yes, you're right. Which ones would you think should be in this particular piece with the guys? So they said Marjorie Taylor Greene, Tulsi, and Ricky, or not Ricky, Carrie Lake. Carrie Lake. So I finally got them done, or got them finished. I shouldn't say done.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, so, that's really cool. And this will be auctioned off next week.
Right. That's the newest one I have. Let's see. I do have the story on it. Maybe it'll help. I was going to start giving these out when you bought. Oh, wait a minute! I got to stop sharing screen. Did I stop sharing? There you go. The one behind you, I need to get this to you. All right. When you bought that, because you got a limited number piece. And this tells you all about it. What's going on? Did I lose you again?
No, I'm right here.
Oh. So when we get off, once I get your address, I'll send you this.
Okay.
And this tells you all about the painting, the whole concept, what's really going on. I don't know why you didn't get it. Maybe did my wife sell it to you at the auction? I mean, I don't know who, but they always forget to give those out. Now, Guardians of Liberty. Are you ready for this? This is what would come if you. Where is it? My book. Can you see it?
Yep.
Do you see there's a missing woman in the middle, Tulsi?
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Every time I get it finished, I get a call. Hey, You didn't put such and such in there. You need to add such and such. So it just kept growing, right?
Yeah.
So Guardians of Liberty is a powerful and evocative mix of digital graphics and traditional painting that transcends time to connect the viewer with the indomitable spirit of freedom. See, that's what it's all about. It's a 24 by 36
Okay.
size. Guardians of Liberty masterfully blends historical imagery and modern painting and digital effects. See, there's my niche, producing a dramatic and visual arresting piece that reawakens the viewer's consciousness to the values of freedom and resilience. The work serves as a poignant reminder of the sacrifice made in the past and the continuous need to defend these hard-won liberties. That's the whole point. They all have stories to them, and I really want to get you yours so you'll know what it's really about. The
Yeah.
meeting,
Yeah.
because that was actually one of my favorite when I made that particular one behind you. My wife said the colors just kind of blew her away, and I'm kind of colorblind, so I'm like, really? She's like, you're something with blues. When I paint blues, they're a little off the chart, because it's kind of grayish to me. But anyways, that particular one behind you is still one of my favorites.
It's my favorite. That's why I got it.
Yeah, the meeting, because they had the meeting,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And the plan was set.
Yeah.
Because remember when I first met General Flynn, I think he wasn't even in the public yet. He was staying very quiet, right? And then it seemed like right after that, he was texting he met with Trump or he's meeting with Trump. Next thing you know, he's all over the country. So what was the meeting about? So that's kind of where that comes from. They had a meeting, and you got to wake the patriots, Mike. And he sent Mike out. Maybe it's not true. I don't know. I never did ask Mike if that's the case, but that's what it's saying there. They had their meeting, and he sent them out there to wake us up, and it worked.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, everyone I meet, they know who Mike Flynn is now. I remember going back a few years, you bring up his name, they go, well, who's he? Like me, I didn't know who he was in the beginning. All I knew was some guy that got fired. That's the first thing that came to my mind. So, and then I got to know him, and I'm like, wow, boy, the media really twisted this one, didn't they? Yeah.
Seen the movie? The movie is unbelievable. Like I tell people to watch the movie. It's awesome.
Yeah, I think he's offering a BOGO. I guess if you get one, buy one, you can get one free to give to your neighbor or give to your friends or family members. That's a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's still on his website.
Yep.
What is it? GeneralFlynnStore.com or something like that?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I'm not sure, but yeah, all I have to do is look up General Flynn Store, I think.
Well, his movie's been like one of the top selling movies on Amazon for like 3 or 4 months. Like it's after his tour and after them promoting it, it's a fascinating movie, and I've seen it 5 times. It tears at your heartstrings. You really it's powerful. It's the truth, and it's what we're going through. So
right. Is he's going to do another tour, right, across the country?
Yeah.
I thought he said he was going to do 2 of them. He just finished one promoting the movie. He's going to do a second one, correct?
Yeah, I think. Well, he's kind of doing I know he's going to be in Kent, Ohio next week on Thursday.
Okay.
And I've got a friend, Judah Ayers, having a watch party, and people are having watch parties and sharing the movie. And but yeah, it's awesome to see that truth getting out there and people starting to wake up.
Wow, that'd be great. Yeah, I wonder if he's going to do the bus tour. So many states and so many days again.
I don't know.
Yeah, because that was kind of interesting. I think that was the draw to come out when he went to your state. He traveled the whole country. To do it again, how many days did they do that in? 30 days?
It was like 2 months.
Well, 60 days. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could take a toll on you. 60 days living on a bus. I don't know. I don't even know how he did it the first time.
Yeah, it's a long journey. I mean, I know I've done those road trips like that, but
yeah. Well,
but
I'm glad he's out there doing what he's doing because That's why I call him the American general.
He is. He's American.
He's the people's general. That's actually a painting I got too, the people's general.
Yeah.
And you didn't buy that one. You should have bought that one.
Well, it's not too late. Maybe I'll.
I may have one left. I don't know. I got this week coming up to go through what I have number wise. I may have one left. I got him up on a horse. I don't know if you've seen that one. He's carrying that long rifle. He's riding that horse, and he's got that mean face on him. Like, hey, babe, I'm coming. We ain't playing games no more. Here, I'm here, right?
Yeah.
I had a guy buy the backdrop. I had a big giant ad like I have back here for Andrew, huge on the wall behind my booth. This guy at the end of the event comes up and says, hey, I was going to tear it down, throw it away. And it's a piece of paper, you know, I printed it all on there. He's like, can I buy that? I go, buy what? He goes, that backdrop. I go, you're kidding me. He goes, no, it's got the general on there. You know, he was on the horse. It was the full body one.
Yeah.
And I'm like, just take it. You know, I do that all, just take it, you know. Hey, just take the thing.
That's great.
So he did. He rolled it up. He untaped everything, rolled it up, and off he went. So I don't know whatever happened. I've never got a text back. You know, I give him my card. Text me, let me know what you did with it. Show me a picture. You know, some do and some just don't. They forget, I think.
He probably
it would have been interesting to see it.
Yeah.
You know, he's probably got it up in his man cave. The whole wall is covered with this big print. So, yeah, we can also do graphics on the wall too. I mean, that's another thing I do. I print it to wallpaper.
Yeah.
My machine prints right to wallpaper, and then you can put the image on. That whole wall behind you could have had "Get on the Ark" as wallpaper.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys ever thought of these things, but you could turn that whole back wall into a billboard, basically.
Well, the wall in front of me is the entire United States map, and it's wallpaper.
Oh, I bet that looks nice. How big?
I mean, it's the whole wall, so it's
8 feet tall.
Yeah, 8 feet by probably 15 foot.
Yeah. Oh, well, one day you got to take a picture of that.
Yeah.
Or turn your desk around and do a show.
Yeah.
And then Get on the Ark on that wall. And then you got the flag. Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah, man.
Well, see, a lot of people like you and me, right? We're thinking, hey, you can do this on the wall. A lot of people just don't know you can do that.
Yeah.
You know, so even this one here, if it gets too big, maybe you should go to wallpaper and you buy it as wallpaper.
Yeah.
And do the whole wall. You walk in, you're like, oh my God, and it'd be life size. Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah, the one.
I may just do that on the wall over here. I don't think you can see this other wall. Let's see if my camera would turn. I got my rare Saturday Evening Post up there magazine. Yeah, I would love to do that wall.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
Cool.
Uh-oh. What did I do?
You're back.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, your guests or your people probably think we're nuts, right?
Yeah, well, nuts.
But anyways, I'm going to do a special. If you have a lot of Christians, right, in your network?
Absolutely.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay. I learned this a long time ago. When I really came to know the Lord.
Yeah.
He took everything away. I went a year with nothing, zero income, zero. My wife had to leave Florida to go to Georgia to get a job and still couldn't pay anything just to survive, to buy food and, you know, pay the gas, whatever. And this lady, Valerie, I can never thank her enough. She used to feed me every day at Waffle House, one meal a day. As long as I showed up, she always had a meal for me. She wasn't going to let me starve, right?
Oh.
So, yeah, I didn't even know she knew I was in a mess because she would always, I walk in the door and she'll go, oh, hey, Mike, nice to see you. We got this extra order. Someone ordered. They didn't want it. You want it?
Yeah.
Well, we're going to throw it away. But it was happening every time I came in. You know, then finally it clicked what she was doing.
Wow.
She found out what was going on. So, anyways, I couldn't even get rid of my home. 2 years go by, right? I finally leave, furniture and all, everything in there said, take it. Bank of America, I think, is who we had for the mortgage. I'm trying. I think it was Bank of America. We come back to clean up because I know they're going to take the house. And there's a FedEx letter sitting at the front door. I said, well, I wonder what that is. My wife takes it in. She comes running out of the house. You ain't going to believe this. I go, what? They don't want the house. They want a refi. They want to do a refi. I go, it's been 2 years. We haven't paid anything. She goes, yeah, but they don't want the house. I go, that's insane. How do you not pay for 2 years and now they want to do a refi with you? Why couldn't they do that when we had the problem? Right? So anyways, make a long story short, I spent that whole year every day in the Bible. And once you see it, you can never go back. The Bible does not contradict. It only contradicts because you don't know how to rightly divide. Once you see it, and Paul warned us, he said to Timothy, he instructed him to learn to rightly divide truth from truth, because it's all truth. But which truth is the truth you're supposed to have? Are we supposed to be in the garden still? Are we supposed to be in the future? Where are we supposed to be? Right? I don't know if I can share this with you, but it took me a while. I finally had the time. I said, I'm going to make this timeline. So when people see it, they'll understand what's going on.
Right.
Let me know if it does share.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's what you got to understand. Israel as a nation. Abraham was called for what? What were the promises? 3 promises throughout the Bible: a nation, a land, and a king. Right?
Yeah.
So, but here's what's interesting. Abraham is a type. Because if you remember the call of Abraham, he was saved by faith alone. There was no law yet. So faith alone, God said something to him, he believed it, and that's what counted as righteousness, right? Saved him. Then comes Moses. Moses brings God's covenant with Israel, the law, right? So you have to have faith plus the law to be saved. See salvation with the works. You can't have one without the other. All right. And meanwhile, this is all prophecy. Now, this is the timeline that all the prophets are seeing down the road. They see what's going to come. They see, but they missed this one, even though it was in there that he would come. There was 2 Christs that would come. One was supposed to be the king. The other was going to be the suffering, the 2 messiahs. Do you remember that? Well, they just assumed it would be the king Messiah. They just missed the suffering Messiah. So what I'm going to say here, this is Genesis through Revelations. And the only way this makes sense, there was no books called Romans through Philemon. Just set those aside. You know who wrote those? Paul. St. Paul wrote those. Okay. Right? He wasn't around yet. These prophetic prophecies. Oh, what happened here? Did I go backwards? Oh, that was the cover. I showed you that. I lost you.
Okay.
Let me reshare it.
Well,
so go ahead.
No, yeah, go ahead and reshare.
Okay, you got it?
Yep.
Okay, so what was going to happen, the way they saw it was the Messiah would come. He was crucified. Well, then Peter is telling them the mystery of Israel, the kingdom is still offered to them. If they didn't kill, Stephen, Stephen was saying, look, if you would just repent, we can go into the kingdom. He was telling them the kingdom's at hand. The kingdom is now being offered. They reject it again. He comes along. Stephen tries to convince them to repent, and we can get the kingdom. This is the goal right here. And then they all knew they would have to go through this wrath to get to the kingdom. Are you with me?
Yeah.
There's no Gentiles in here. The Gentiles of all races of humanity, here they are. They don't even have any play in this till Christ comes and rules. That's how the Jews saw everything. So then let's get down here, both Jew and Gentile. In the age of grace, between here, the stoning of Stephen, I don't know if you can see it,
Yeah.
with the fall of Israel. And what happens here, Israel diminishes, their program just goes on the shelf, goes away. Why Paul grows, the dispensation of grace. This is where we're at right today. You can read these. I got all the verses for you. It's called the but now. The other one was time past, was prophesying ages to come. They didn't see but now. They had no clue that God would stop the time clock and do something completely different. Even though he hinted it in Matthew, he said there'll be another people that will hear my voice, right? So here's where we're at today. We're in the age of grace. And that's the books Roman through Philemon. This is where God is working today. He's not over here, and it's 90% of the churches are over here, or they're taking this and this and they're putting it in a blender and coming up with some new meaning. It just drives me nuts. I've been to a lot of churches, and it's hard to find a church that teaches actual Romans through Philemon. It's really hard because that's where we're at. We're not over here. This is a Jewish dispensation. We're in a new dispensation, which is called grace. But now, Ephesians 2:13. I always tell people, read Ephesians chapter 2, and Paul will tell you, he breaks it down. He says, this was known since the world began. The mystery was kept secret before the world began. So God already had a plan in mind. Satan never knew about it. He kept it a secret. Deuteronomy 19:19. Have you ever read that? Did you read that verse where it says the secret things belong to the Lord? And those things revealed belong to us and our family forever. Well, he kept that a secret because if Satan knew about this mystery, he wouldn't have had him crucified. That's how he got him. He didn't know. He thought he knew everything about God, but he didn't know he can keep a secret. And that's how he got him. He kept that away from Satan. So Satan thought he won at the cross, and then when he rose from the dead, he's like, what's going on here? And then he sees what he actually was planning on doing, saving us through his blood, through his sacrifice. He switched. In other words, I go to court for murder, and my dad steps in and says, Judge, hold on. I'll take his punishment. I'll take the murder charges. Let him go. Let him go free. And then that's what Christ did. He took the charges and paid the penalty. I get to go free, though I committed the crime. You see what I'm saying? That's the same with sin. I committed the crime. Christ comes in and says, no, I'll take your sins and I'll set you free. But you have to do something. You have to believe. Right? I mean, it's so simple. It's like, no, wait a minute. I got to do something more than that. No. He says, all you have to do is call on the name of the Lord and thou shalt be saved. Do you believe? So he made it simple. The age of grace is probably the easiest or simplest to be in to be saved because, like I said, back here, you had to perform works. Right. We can't do work because we're sinful by nature. We're going to fail every time. And that's what Israel did. They failed every time under the law. They never got it right. So Christ had to be the law. You see, he had to be the law in the flesh is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So anyways, one day I want to actually sit down and put all my notes together and like do a series and walk you through it because it'll make more sense if you walk through it like how I found it, learned it, than just talking, popping around. It makes more sense if you understand how this all became possible and why Paul was called, who was, by the way, I didn't even know this too. He was a Pharisee. Did you know he was a Pharisee?
Paul?
Uh-huh. He was a Jewish Pharisee. Oh, yeah. When you're reading Romans through Philemon, you're going to learn a lot about who Paul really was. Wow. And did you know that he was taken to the original Mount Sinai in Arabia? He tells you that, I don't know if it's in Colossians where he talks about it, where he spent 3 years in Arabia. Wow. And And then when he came back, he didn't go to the 12. He tells you, I didn't go to those that were, renowned, the 12, the apostles. No, he went off to see someone else, he says, because he spent 3 years. And as you're reading all his epistles, you finally put it together what was going on in Arabia. He keeps telling you that face to face, the risen Lord was teaching him the mysteries.
Wow.
The gospel of grace, right? But you're going, wait a minute, why 3 years? It's not that complicated. Oh, wait a minute, I forgot. He was a Pharisee. So everything, God had to beat the old law out of him, the thinking, because that's what most of the New Testament's about, is all these Jews coming in and saying, you got to put the law back, and you got to put the law back, right? Because it's just their thinking. So I'm thinking it took 3 years to beat that out of Paul. Say, look, it's grace only. Quit putting law in there. Because all his epistles talk about you doing that. Don't do that. He's warning them. They're always putting law back in.
Well,
You got to perform this. You got to do this.
This is
not,
fascinating. So where can people find this timeline?
In your Bible.
No, I mean,
it's in your Bible. That's what I'm saying. And even it's laid out that way. I didn't even realize that. If you look at it, look at this. I'm going to blow your mind even more. Look at this.
Okay.
Genesis through Malachi, Matthew through John. Now, you got to remember, the New Testament that we call new, this is really the New Testament. You've been deceived. This is the continuation of the Old Testament being fulfilled. The prophecies, right? When you get to Romans, Paul tells you that he came to fulfill the promises to the forefathers. Had nothing to do with us Gentiles at that point. It was not till after the cross that the new age starts, the age of grace. So we can't live back here. And I'll give you a good example. Say today, Darren, you have a heart attack. You go to the doctor. He puts you on glycerin, or what they call that medication. So you're on it for 6 months. You go back to the doctor. Now, this is a 6 months. You're in this Old Testament section. That's an analogy. So you go to the doctor and he says, hey, Darren, you're doing pretty good. Here's the new prescription, right? I'm going to give to you. So you go home. Now you got the old one, you got the new one. Which one are you going to take?
The new one.
Well, not a lot of people don't. They want to stay on their old medication, the old drug. You see, you gotta. It's a pharmacy term in the Bible, to dispense. Dispensation means to dispense something. God's not changing. It's just he's changing the way he's dealing with us. He's dispensing a new dispensation or a new program, to deal with man, because it wasn't working back here in the old. They can never get it right. So when you get to the book, and I would suggest read the book of Colossians if you get a chance tonight. Okay. Where Paul tells you what Christ really did on the cross. It's the beginning of the journey. It'll open up your mind, and you'll be like, wow, he nailed what to the cross? All the ordinances against us, and those ordinances include the 10 Commandments, because that's what the Jews live by, the 10 Commandments plus the rituals they had to do. But a lot of people go, no, that's not what that means. Yeah, that's what it means. He said he nailed it to the cross with him. He took the law out of the way. It's no longer an offense because he paid it. So now, and another example is in the Old Testament, you remember they had 2 sheep? They kill one and set one free in the desert. Well, that's a type. There's another type there. Christ is the one that takes the sacrifice. You're the sheep that gets to go free.
Right.
And that was for the sin offerings of the nation. Remember that? I mean, a lot of stuff is in there. They just didn't see it. We only see it now because we're looking back. If we were living then, we would never have saw all this. It's when you look back, you go, wow, look at God was trying to show you, but it was kept hidden from them.
Right.
And he makes that clear when he talks to you. Paul tells you, he made it clear when we get to Paul. He said it was kept secret from them. See, they would never have understood. And you can read that in I think is there one in Matthew or is it in John where he asks them, "Who do you say that I am?" And he says, "You're the Messiah, the Son of God." And he goes, "No man told you that, but my Father in heaven revealed it to you." See, they didn't even know really who he was. Still, they thought he was a prophet, right?
Yeah. Wow.
So and it's a lot of good stuff here I can do. But right now, I just want you to see this right here. The dispensation, I'll give it to you right here, summed up for you. This is Ephesians 3:1-9. The present dispensation of grace is the mystery hid in God until first revealed to the Apostle Paul. See, that's what you got to get in your head. It was hid till Paul came along. No one knows this. This is new and it's exciting. Thus, in Paul's writing alone, we find the doctrine, our position, our walk, and a destiny of the body of Christ. You can't find that word in the Old Testament. Doesn't ever mention body of Christ. Christ the head and we're the body. While all scripture is for us, all scripture is not written to or about us. He's trying to let you know that. It's written for us because you should know your history. Like America, you should know your history. If you don't, you're going to repeat it.
Right on.
So, anyways, I didn't want to go off on a tangent, but
oh, that's awesome. Thank you. That's awesome.
Maybe I should put that together one day and sell it out as a little chart so everyone can have one, that really want it. And all the verses are there so they can do their own study from it.
Yeah.
I mean, it took me a year to put that together.
Well, I'll share with you. I had a dream, and I was awoken from the dream by an audible voice of God, and God told me to get on the ark, and I'm like, Lord, what do you mean? And He wanted me to have a platform where I could share testimonies of how people met Jesus and what He's done for their lives. But that dream was on October 9th, 10:9, Romans 10:9. Confess with your
mouth. Way. Really?
Confess with your mouth that Jesus is Lord and you'll be saved. And believe that God raised him from the dead and that you'll be saved. And you believe that in your heart. And that was it. Now, so what's even more interesting, Mike, is I started doing episodes and God gave me all these people I had a list, then God gave me a totally different list. And about 20 or 5 episodes in, I thought, when was my first episode? And I looked back and it was on December 11th. Okay, December 11th is 12:11. Revelation 12:11. We overcame by the blood of the Lamb and the word of their testimonies. And what am I doing? I'm sharing testimonies.
There you go.
Get on the ark. So God is on time, precise, and always shows up and shows off. And I just love it. He's awesome.
All you have to do is believe, see, and trust Him, right? So if you believe and you're not doubting, He can use you.
And say, yeah.
The minute you doubt Him, He can't use you no more.
Yeah, you just got to say, obey.
Now, I was told this from an old-time pastor. You probably don't remember remember the guy's name, Les Feldick. You remember? Okay. Les Feldick said, "What's faith?" He goes, "I'm going to tell you because you're all confused what biblical faith is." Okay. Romans 4 tells you what biblical faith is. So he goes, here you go. Do you believe in God or do you believe God? Which one is it?
I believe God.
You believe God. That's the faith He's looking for. And why would I say that? He goes, if God said something, you read it and God said something, you believe it, and then add a period after it. No comma where, well, maybe I'll doubt. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe today I won't believe it. No, if He said it, you believe it, and that settles it. That's the faith He's looking for today. That's the faith that will save you. And that's what happened to Abraham in chapter 4 Romans. God said something to him. What did He say? I'm going to make a nation out of you. And he was in his 90s? Now, you and me in our 90s. And He says, yeah, you and your wife, Sarah, and she's 80s? I don't know what she was. Is going to have kids. You're going, in a nation? You're going, no way, dude. You're nuts, right? No, this guy goes, okay, sure, I believe you. You see, that was the faith that did it. As crazy as it sounds, he believed them.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, we got it better then, because we're not asked to believe some crazy thing. We're just asked to believe that He died in our place on that cross, right?
Right.
and that our sins are actually all paid for. And if you believe that, you're saved. Paul says, what did he say? I have been crucified with Christ. Now, why would he say that? He's alive. It's a spiritual thing. Your old Adam nature was crucified on that cross. And now God can come in and bring his new nature in you and become a new creation, right? There's your new creation. His spirit lives in you. There is no other religion where the God comes and lives in you except Christianity.
Right.
Isn't that correct? Isn't that great? That is so great, man. Amen. All right, my friend. If you can make it, call in on October 11th between 8 and 9 p.m. for the auction. I think we're going to have a lot of fun there. We're trying to get some of their names to call in. Mike was going to call in, but he has to promote his show, or I'm sorry, not show, I think the movie on that date at that time in the evening. He won't be available because I'm sure he would have loved to have been there, at the auction.
Well, go to, what do you go to, Patriot Strong?
Patriot Strong. That's her link. I think she's going to put out. She's going to be on Rumble. There it is. Rumble, Brighton, BitChute, Amazon, Spotify, iHeart. She's going to be on Facebook. She's going to be, let's see, Facebook. What's the other one? X?
X, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, join us next Friday with the Commander's Artist and his auction. And Mike, thanks for your time, and God bless you.
Oh, hey, no problem. Hey, God's behind the art, because I'm going to tell you, someone asked me, how do you come up with so many different concepts, in your art? And I said, I don't know. I go to bed at night. I wake up in the morning, and it's like it's there. It's like someone's got a plate like breakfast. Here it is, and this idea is sitting there, and I'm looking at it and going, where'd that come from? And I just do it.
Oh, that's great.
So I give him the credit, because all these ideas I couldn't have come up with. There's just so many. And I think someone asked me how many paintings have I done in 7 years, and it's got to be several thousand already, like 2,000 or 3,000 I've done. There's a lot that no one's ever seen, and they're probably never going to see them unless I die. Then they can see them. I mean, I've done sports characters. Did you know that?
No.
Maybe. Oh yeah, I do posters. Of their favorite character. I'll paint the character, and then I'll use the background graphics to do. I don't know if I can even show you. I'll show you one before I go, and then I think we spent a lot of time here today.
Yeah, man, this has been great. I've really enjoyed it. It's the longest episode I ever had, but I appreciate it. It's awesome.
It was that. How long were we on?
Well, it's been over an hour.
Oh no, wait. Well, good thing I didn't get into more depth with the.
Yeah, thanks for keeping it simple, Mike.
Oh yeah, listen to him. Listen, yeah, simple. He's going, what the heck, man? I don't know. I'm gonna kill him next time I see him.
I love it.
I wasn't prepared to share that, but
I want to have you back on. I want to have you back on and share your timeline in more detail. Because
that would be great. I get my notes together though first, so I can kind of set you up to understand what's going on. Of course, I would have everything ready, then trying to find things last minute for you, which probably what ate up the show. Looking for stuff. And of course, now that I want to show you, see what I mean? I would have to sit here and hunt it down. And I know, oh, here it is. Here it is. There it is. Okay, found it. Oh my gosh. All right. I don't know if I can show this phone. Yeah, I guess I could. Let's see. I'll hold it to the mic. I don't know if you can see it. Let's just see if I can get that close.
Oh yeah. Wow, that's awesome.
Okay, he's painted. I don't know if the camera will pick it up. Is it picking it up? I don't even know.
Yeah, we see it. We see it.
All right. Well, anyways, I painted him, and then I used the graphics for the background. The Caleb 18, the letter C, and bear down.
Wow.
And that's it. I mean, I do all kinds of other stuff than just patriotic art. I've done a lot of portraits for famous people.
Yeah.
I ain't supposed to talk about them, but I have.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where it did start, actually, doing portraits for people. So that's kind of grown a little bit. Now they want to do their family. I'm like, that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
I'm too old for that. Give me 2 people. You got 6 in the group. Oh, it takes time, you know. Like that painting I showed you, 15 people, 15. And I'm sure by the time we get to auction, there's going to be someone at it.
Yeah.
And any suggestions, Darren? Because I'm sure you're thinking of someone.
I think you're going to get to 17, but you know, I kind of like to see Cash Patel. And
Very good. I don't even know how we forgot him.
you know, and I kind of like to see Clay Clark. So there's 17 right there.
Well, Clay Clark and Cash Patel. Here's the beauty part.
Yeah.
I already painted their portraits.
Okay.
So all I have to do, because I digitally paint, if I can take their pictures, get them out of their paintings, and bring them into this one, I don't have to start all over again. That would be fun. You're right. I didn't even think of Cash Patel or Clay Clark.
Yeah, you got to add
How
those.
come Mike didn't tell me that? Hey, where's Clay? I don't see my buddy Clay.
And you know, you could always throw Amanda Grace, and you know, she's the warrior. I've learned so much from her. She's just awesome. But anyway, Cash and Clay and possibly Amanda. But with that, thanks for being on the show, brother.
All right, you have a great one.
All right.
All right.